All right, folks. This show is brought to you by justinform.com, a social media site that doesn't steal your data, doesn't track you around the internet, never sells you out. Go to justinform.com, become a member of a community that's about information, sharing information, whether you're a contributor or whether you're a visitor, a person seeking information or a person delivering information. There's a place for you at justinform.com. Go to justinform.com today and register, become a member, and tell them that Tim Black sent you. All right, people. Welcome, everybody, to the Tim Black and Night Show. We are ready to go. Let's do this. Tim Black. Tim Black. Tim Black. Yes, I am. True. Funny. Tim Black. I am TimBlack.com. Tim Black. All right, everybody. All right, everybody. Welcome to the Tim Black and Night Show. Glad you can make it on a Friday because this, ladies and gentlemen, is Freedom Friday in the house. Oh, I hope that explosion is getting you going. Let me say hello to everybody out there on Periscope. What up, Periscope? Everybody out there on Facebook. Hey, Facebook, I'm back. And all my people out there in YouTube world. What's going on? What you got on my 40, homie? I'm your host, Tim Black. I'm glad to bring this show to you. Freedom Friday is a show where you get to call up on the phone. You get to say, hey, Tim Black, there's a story. There's an issue. There's something going on in the world, and I want to talk about it. And each caller can get up to 5 minutes of uninterrupted time to rant. Because we love rant. I cut my teeth on ranting on the internet. That's how I got it going, y'all. Ranting on the internet. I respect a person who can give me a good rant, who can lay into it, just tell it like it is. Just speak your mind, speak it truthfully from the gut. The phone number is here on the screen, but in case you can't see it, it's 319-527-6212. That's 319-527-6212. Call up, man, and be a part of it, people. Be a part of it. Wow. Now, guys, I got a special announcement I want to make before I get into anything, any of my monologue stuff. I want to tell you guys, ping, poom, pow, ping, ping, po, that he had a rough week, didn't he? Ping, ping, listen. First of all, listen. Here it is. First of all, I'm not a big guy. Ping, pong, ping, ping, pong, ping, po. That was my best Kevin Hart impersonation. I don't know what's going on, people. I don't know why we just can't love each other, people. Because you said homophobic stuff, Kevin Hart. You ready to get out of here, Kevin Hart? No, that's not what I'm supposed to tell you. I'm supposed to tell you that we're about to do some great stuff on the show. Something I've been working on for the last 2-3 weeks. I've been banging my head against the wall. Can't you see? Had to get stitches right there. I was banging my head against the wall because I was trying to come up with something new for this show to be about. And yes, competition's always fierce. There's so many people, man. One thing's great about the internet, anybody can be on the internet. Bad thing about the internet is anybody can be on the internet. So you got to stand out, and I've come up with a game plan to do so, and I'm looking forward to doing that, and I'm going to be reaching out. We're going to have some great people come on the show. And I'm really pumped up about it. So give it up for Never Giving Up. And shout out to my man Andrew in Ohio. Ooh. Angel in Ohio gave to the show. Then he sent out a tweet. He said, come on, people, get to the Tim Black Show. And they didn't get to the Tim Black Show. So Angel gave to the show again and said, Tim, man, don't you ever give up, man. And I just want to say, Andrew, man, I appreciate you. And we ain't going to quit, brother. We're going to keep fighting the good fight. All right? And people, here we go. Let me get my water going because, see, this is going to get serious in a second. This is going to get real serious in a second. Okay? Now, what we do is if you're new to the show, let me tell you, first of all, share this with a friend. Share this on your timeline. Share it. Let people know that you're about to watch an interactive show on the internet that's great. It's political, but it's also funny, comedic, entertaining. It's all those things. It's informative. It's going to keep your attention. That's what I try to do here on the Tim Black Show. Keep things moving along. Keep people engaged with the show. That's what we try to accomplish here. But share the show and let people know. Let people know where we are. All right. So first of all, folks, who over there in C10? I think we're gonna stay here. Okay. All right, guys. Call up now, guys. Be easier. When I finish my monologue, we can just go to phone calls. Woo! Hey, it's been I want to start. Let's start with what's going on with Donald Trump as far as what's been happening with this whole chief of staff stuff. Now, we know his chief of staff, Jim Kelly, resigned, right? So that was a resignation, and Donald Trump, he was interviewing people to take his place. And we know about what's happening with Manafort, just got 3 years. It's not good. 3 years not good. You know, people make jokes about jail. You know, I try not to make jokes about jail. Jail is not a place anybody wants to go to. So I don't make jokes about jail. At least I try not to. Even if I do make a joke about it, I say, hey, that's not funny. Jail is not funny. Neither is man rape. So we want to be clear that just because I make a little joke about Manafort or Michael Cohen, his former lawyer, doesn't mean I want something to happen to the guy physically. I mean, I don't know the guy. But some people out there, especially on Facebook, there's people on Facebook, man, look, take a joke. Take a joke. Right? Take a joke, man. Come on now, take a joke. Guy was like, Tim, you're making fun of man rape. I'm not making fun. First of all, there's nothing funny about rape at all. Any rape. Hard to make that funny. But guys joke about rape because it's less real to guys. Right? Like, you can't joke about can't joke about a woman being raped. I don't think there's any comedian who's really been able to pull that off. Except Dave Chappelle. But he didn't really joke. All right, I'm getting in trouble. I'm just going to leave this alone. Because I didn't plan any of this. But what I'm saying is, Michael Cohen getting 3 years for lying is tough. That's tough, man. Some of you been lying all day and you didn't get any time at all. Michael Flynn said, hey, they tricked me into lying. Said he got tricked, so that's why he ended up lying. And they caught him. And the rumor is, like, Michael Cohen is a horrible person. Donald Trump even called him a horrible, very, very weak man because he took a deal so he get the 3 years. See, 3 years for Michael Cohen is a good deal because he was looking at more time than that. And Donald Trump called him a loser for taking the deal. Right? So I don't know what that's about. But I guess Donald Trump's looking out for Donald Trump, and you'll never know what Michael Cohen knows about Donald Trump. It's said that Michael Cohen's testifying, giving evidence to the feds, giving evidence to the FBI, the Mueller investigation that's going to hurt Donald Trump. It's something about investments. It's something about campaign contribution and money for the inauguration. It went in certain buckets, and it becomes all of this stuff, right? And all I'm saying, guys, is I knew they were going to get him on something money related, right? Because he's a business guy. And at some point in time, he did something money related that they're going to be able to pin to him. So that's the way I looked at it. I never really thought they were going to get him on Russia, like Russia put him in office. That he worked with Russia to get elected. No, I don't think that's what happened, and I don't think that's what the evidence is bearing out. So we will see what's going to happen with that. But the point is, my other point is Michael Flynn. I thought that was hilarious that Michael Flynn, his excuse, and he's not even looking at jail time, but he's like saying how the feds tricked him into talking. Now, every person who's watching this show knows that saying that they give you, right? That was it Miranda rights, where anything used against you can be used against anything you say can be used against you in a court of law, right? We all know that. We've all watched Barney Fife or Barnaby Jones or I don't know, Magnum PI or CSI, or we've watched the show where somebody was read that. We know it. Michael Flynn now, all of a sudden, he doesn't know that what you say can be used against you, and if you lie to the cops, I mean, you ain't supposed to lie to a beat cop. You lie to a beat cop, he liable to beat your ass. You lied to the feds. Michael Flynn lied to the feds. He's like, oh, what? They should have told me. I couldn't lie to him. Don't lie to me. You're going to go to jail. I wouldn't have lied. It's not like, no, I don't lie. I'm not a liar. It's like, nah, man, I mean, if you, oh, y'all being for real. Oh, y'all want my testimony. Oh, y'all want me to be honest. And I'm not saying look, Michael Flynn's not even in jeopardy of going to jail. They took that off the table with Michael Flynn. But it's just like this is after the fact. It's like, look, no, but they tricked me into lying. I was coerced. I was coerced. 5-star general, whatever it is. Powerful man. So we got that. And then there was a big fallout because, like I brought up earlier, Kelly resigned and was looking for Trump. Trump's been interviewing people to take his position as chief of staff. And what I thought was hilarious was Chris Christie was interviewed for the position. And I'm like, come on, Trump, why are you bringing these? Why do you even consider Chris Christie? I mean, don't interview a guy who no one likes. You interview a guy no one likes, and then he makes you look bad because he turned down a job. Don't interview a guy you really don't want just so that guy to jump in front of a camera and be like, look, yeah, they wanted me to take the job. I can't take the job, yo. I got a couch with my name on it. You know what I'm saying? I got a couch, a 100-pound bag of bonbons, some Cracker Barrels, gift certificates, and a diabetes appointment book schedule. I can't be doing no job at the White House. I can't be on chief of staff. So, but no, it's just bad. Like, it's just bad. I mean, Chris Christie is not a liked person. I mean, his approval ratings are lower than Donald Trump. His approval, less people like Chris Christie than Rudy Giuliani. Roy Moore is more popular than Chris Christie. You hear what I'm saying? Chris Christie's not liked. And that's just in his own household. That's just the people that live. They even talk about the general public. I'm talking about the Chris Christie at the Christie family reunion. But I'm just saying, so anyway, that was a big thing. Chris Christie declines White House chief of staff role, as if they offered it to him. Well, look, you should have to show proof of being offered the position, Chris. I thought you went there to order some Krispy Kremes. See, that should be off limits. We can't talk about gays. Should not be able to talk about fat people. Should not be able to talk about the morbidly obese. But ever since I saw Chris Christie on that beach that was shut down because they couldn't get something right, something about money or something, a budget, and his ass was on the beach with his family like, well, it ain't closed for everybody. You guys remember that. What a low life, man. I heard that Trump interviewed Elliot Spitzer for the job, though. Elliot Spitzer turned down the job, chief of staff. Tim Black, Elliot Spitzer's a Democrat. Same difference. Don't nobody care. All right, so Trump ended up picking up this guy named Mulvaney. I don't even know who Mulvaney was. Turns out he's somebody who's already been there working for Trump. I don't know. I don't know this guy. Who's this guy? I know like 5 people in the Trump cabinet. DeVos, Carson, Mnuchin, Perry. Rick Perry. Donut eating, hot dog eating. Do not eat hot dogs if you run for office. Do not be caught at a state fair eating hot dog. I saw this. When I think Rick Perry, all I think about was Rick Perry, the picture of him eating a hot dog. Just looking dumb. Don't eat hot dogs, man. But like, give me a pretzel. Get that hot dog out of here, you son of a... Give me a pretzel. Trying to ruin my reputation. Ruin my brand, man. Eating no damn hot dogs on camera. There's no way to eat a hot dog and look, like a leader. So anyway, this guy Mulvaney is acting chief of staff, right? Budget. Now he's the budget director. Mick Mulvaney is his acting White House chief of staff, capping off a week of frustration who would have taken over the key West Wing role. Trump said in a pair of tweets post that Mulvaney would start at the beginning of next year after outgoing chief of staff John Kelly clears out all his stuff and takes a crap in the desk drawer. He's got to take a crap in that drawer. Mick has done an outstanding job while in the administration, Trump wrote. I look forward to working with him in his new capacity. Make America great again. So look, man, I had a lot of fun teasing Trump supporters about Chris Christie. It was fun. People got mad at me on Twitter like, you don't make fun of Donald Trump's chief of staff picks. What? Just because I said he'd be better off getting Roy Moore? Come on, man. That's funny. I said he should get James Woods. James Woods will do it. John Voight from Ray Donovan, he'll do it. He's a conservative, he'll do it. That old bastard from the dating show, Chuck Woolery, will do it. Get Chuck Woolery. We'll be back in 2-2. 2-2. Back in 2-2. Chuck Woolery like 103. We'll be back in 2-2. 2-2. Oh, I dropped my teeth. All right. Ageist jokes. If you can't make fun of gays, you should not be able to make fun of age. Age, ladies and gentlemen. We're all going to have to be getting older. I'm proof of it. All right, so we talked about Donald Trump, chief of staff. What else we talked about? We talked about that. Oh, damn it, I knew it was something I was forgetting. What's up with the baby powder, yo? No, seriously, what's up with the baby powder? Man, if I knew that who was it, Mike Epps, when he put that powder in his talcum powder, that baby powder in his hand, that he was slapping somebody with asbestos, I'd have had a totally different take on that whole joke from that movie that he did with Cat Williams. You don't know what I'm talking about. You need to immerse yourself in the culture, man. Culture. What I'm saying is, it turns out that Johnson & Johnson, I woke up, I saw this, that they were trending on Twitter, and it turns out that there is some form of asbestos. There's asbestos in the talcum powder, in the baby powder. Now, all of us know the Johnson & Johnson baby powder. We know about that. We've seen it. It's a staple in the American lexicon. It's a product. It's known as Skippy peanut butter. I mean, it's humongously huge. It's a huge product, a huge company. Here it goes. Here goes my information. Johnson & Johnson shares plunge after report says that Johnson & Johnson knew that that there was asbestos in their baby powder. Okay, Johnson & Johnson stock plummeted 10%, wiping out close to $40 billion of its market value. After a Reuters report said the company knew for decades that asbestos was in its baby powder. Knew for decades. The company's been grappling with lawsuits alleging some of its talcum powder products cause cancer. But the Reuters report cites documents and other evidence that indicate company executives, mine managers, scientists, doctors, and lawyers knew about the problem and failed to disclose it to the regulators or to the public. It said it was J&J's worst day since 2002. The plunge in J&J shares rippled across Wall Street. J&J is among the most widely held stocks and also a member of the Dow. Reuters said it examined documents including depositions and trial testimony that showed that from at least 1971 to the early 2000s, JBJ, raw talc, and finished baby powders sometimes tested positive for small amounts of asbestos, a human carcinogen that can cause cancer. According to Reuters, the documents also depict successful efforts to influence U.S. regulators' plans to limit asbestos in cosmetic talc products and scientific research on the health effects of talc. So that would be talcum powder. The Reuters article is a one-sided, false, and inflammatory, says Johnson & Johnson in a lengthy statement about the report. Johnson & Johnson baby powder is safe and asbestos-free, the company said that the thousands of tests by Johnson & Johnson regulators, independent labs, and academic institutions have shown that its talc does not contain asbestos. The company said that it has fully cooperated with the Food and Drug Administration and other global regulators over decades and used the most advanced testing methods available to ensure that its cosmetic talc is asbestos-free. So that would mean, since somebody's lying, right? Yeah, basically what Johnson & Johnson's saying is that Reuters is full of crap. Or they're not reading the report correctly, so that means you're going to sue Reuters, right? Because they're lying, they're not being accurate, that you did not know that there is asbestos. Or there is no asbestos in your product that causes cancer. There is none, right? That's what you're saying. So we should expect Reuters to go out of business soon because you're going to sue them, right? Or is it just you're doing like wordplay, like word speak, the way that you manipulate the words to make it appear that what they're saying isn't true, but legally what they said is true? See, these are dastardly people, folks. We really got to keep our guard up with these corporations because they pay lots of money to lawyers to make what's false appear to be true and what's true appear to be false. Man, it makes you wish for the good old days that you could just, take them outside and have at it. Just knock them out or something. I mean, it's that bad, man. You want to resort, like, go back in time, like in the 20s or the 30s, where one of these creepy corporation guys would just, wake up at the bottom of an ocean or something. You should not be able to get away with this. And I'm not calling for any type of violence. Of course, I don't have that type of power. The people that watch the show, they don't watch the show like that. I mean, they watch the show, but they don't watch the show. They're not going to follow me and go do something crazy. But what I'm saying is there has to be some type of ramification for this type of crap. People caught cancer from a baby powder. Baby powder, if you don't know it, guys, goes very sensitive places. It goes on infants and children. Infants and children and women's body parts. And guys' body parts too. How many people would have ever used this stuff if they thought it was a possibility, even a small, minute possibility that could fit on the tip of a splinter, that would ever use this stuff if they thought it was any way possible that they could make someone they love sick or make themselves sick by using this stuff. No one would have ever used it. It's not that important. Just crack a window if you're funky. We don't need to put this stuff on. I'm just saying, guys, I put out a tweet and I said that these people don't need to just be sued, because that's what we keep doing. We just keep taking money from people. Sometimes what they do in other countries, when we read this kind of gruesome, we go, oh man, that's barbaric. When somebody steal, they cut their hand off. Just be like this, just, hey man, I heard you got caught stealing pies, and just be like, I ain't get caught stealing no pies. What you talking about? handgun. Or if you rape somebody, you lose your ability to make babies. And sometimes that type of barbaric treatment or punishment, I don't know, man. Sometimes I think it's kind of warranted. Sometimes you need a little bit of that, because what's deterring rich people? I mean, what deters rich people, man, who got money to pay? They even quantify, they say, you know what? If we get sued for $50 million, it's worth it because we're going to make $5 billion. We take the chance of getting sued for $50 million because we're going to make all that back. We're going to make a lot more than that. Hell, we make more than that in interest. See, how do you punish, how do you prevent, how do you scare a corporation that's so rich? We're talking about they made over the last couple of decades, Johnson & Johnson's made over $600 billion. How you scare them with a fine? They be like, go ahead, give me that fine, dog. Eat fines for breakfast. So I'm just saying, I'm just putting it out there that maybe, when they go low, we just cut their legs off. That's all I'm saying, man. That's all I'm saying. Maybe we got to cut their legs off. Maybe money ain't enough. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. All right, so the next thing I have for you is this. Before I go to my roundup, I got something I have to share with you. I want to let you know that this show is brought to you by people like you. Oh yeah, you two people. It's brought to you by people like you. Right? Because it's not, corporations don't run the Tim Black TV show. Oh, we put out a lot of content. We put out I don't know, so far we put out over 3,000 pieces of content just on our YouTube channel alone. That's not counting what we put out on Instagram. That's not counting how we get down on Facebook. That's not counting what we do on Twitter or LinkedIn or any other places you could find our content. Over 3,000 pieces of content we have successfully put out on YouTube, on our main channel. And I want you to know that none of that, absolutely none of that, is funded by anybody other than people that watch the show. We make a little bit of money in ad revenue. The rest is all from love and from the heart. So become a member of the Tim Black TV show because you want to support independent media that's truly independent, that does not have backroom deals with any entity, that's only funded by the people that watch the show. Become a member of the show. If you watch the show, consider becoming a member. Buy a cup of coffee. We got coffee. It's back in the house, Tim Black Coffee. Do it today. You can do that here on YouTube or you can do that on Patreon.com. Shout out to everybody who contributes via Super Chat. All my Patreon members, all my Patreons who give to the show. I want to thank you so much for what you do. This is right now the time. Right now, I know it's the holiday time. I know it is. Buy a cup of coffee for this show and do it today. All right. Now what I want to do, guys, is I want to bring in a video clip of a issue. So bear with me as I bring in this video clip because it's something that I definitely want to share with you. And I'm taking a risk doing this, guys. But I think it's so important, I have to share it with you. You know, sometimes you run across something that's just so important. You're like, you know what? This is worth it. This is one of those situations where it's worth it, okay? Because it kind of underscores a lot of what we've been discussing. All right, so let me stop that right there. There we go. Let me make this a little bit bigger. And let me come back on the screen real quick. All right, here we go. All right, so all right, here we go. I tell people all the time that the game is rigged. That's because it is rigged. I tell you all the time that we have media that is biased in its reporting. We already know that. Now, everyone's biased in their reporting. Everyone's biased in what they do. You have certain feelings. Part of being sustained in what we do here in media, you have to have a vantage point. Sure, people love to say, oh man, I just want somebody who just tells it straight. They do want somebody to tell it straight, but that's based on what they believe. Yeah, people want it straight based on what they believe, what their level of knowledge is, what their view is of the world. Everyone is personally, what's the word for it? It's all relative. Telling it straight is all relative. What is true is all relative. What is honest is all relative. What is factual can even be relative. That's where the whole phrase alternative facts came from. But one thing that I've stuck to, and I totally believe in, is that a lot of what we see is based on politics, and the politics of these networks that have to take money, or they take money, or that are hooked in with corporations or hooked in with political parties. That's part of the issue. And now what I'm talking specifically about is Donald Trump and the coverage that he's received. I'm someone who sees Donald Trump's failures, his misgivings, and also see Donald Trump's wins. And I try to report them both because I believe that's what being true to the game is about. I believe that's what being true to my audience is about. And like I told you, I don't work for any organization. I work for you guys. So I hope, even if we disagree on some stuff, that you realize where I'm coming from is just reality. It's just my perspective. Which brings me to what I'm talking about specifically. Now, we talked about prison justice reform a couple of days ago. I had a guest on from the organization Cut 50, and we talked about prison reform, criminal justice reform, the new act called the First Step Act. And I was very open and transparent. When Lewis Reed and I talked, we both said, and Lewis said, for his point, he said, hey, this act is not perfect. I'm not saying it's perfect. It's missing a lot of pieces. And I say the same thing. It's not a perfect act. But I believe the criminal justice reform needs reform in such a dire way that I'm willing to say, you know what, even if this is only 30% or 40% of what we need, it's a step. The thing about the First Step Act, guys, is that First Step Act, they've been trying to get a bipartisan criminal justice reform package put together way before Donald Trump ever took office. They tried to get it done under Obama. They couldn't get it done. Obama didn't have the votes in the House or the Senate to get anything done. You may remember that. After that Marriage Act, after the Obamacare, he couldn't get really anything else passed. He could not get any criminal justice packages done. So, I support the First Step Act, knowing that hopefully there'll be more acts to come that speak to other issues that are there, other concerns about criminal justice that must be dealt with, and hoping that the federal level will impact the state and local levels. Okay. So we were open about that, and not many people were. I talked to a couple people on Twitter. I talked to a couple people in independent media and said, hey, why aren't you covering criminal justice reform? My friend Teslin Figueroa, who put me in contact with Lewis Reed from Van Jones' organization, Cut 50, she was like, Tim, let me know some other people's show that Lewis could go on where we can get the word out about this act. And I reached out to some people in independent media. They didn't want any parts of it. They didn't want to discuss criminal justice reform. Wasn't their cup of tea. Well, here goes another one of those stories. Trump signs order aimed at revitalizing economically distressed communities. President Trump on Wednesday signed an executive order aimed at helping economically distressed communities. The order creates a White House panel dubbed the Opportunity and Revitalization Council, which will be led by Housing and Urban Development's Director Ben Carson, or Secretary Ben Carson, and consists of representatives from over 13 federal agencies. At a signing ceremony at the White House, Trump called the council a very big thing and said that the council will help utilize grants, rebuild impoverished neighborhoods that have been ignored by Washington in years past. More than 8,000 communities nationwide, where nearly 35 million people live, are in opportunity zones. Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin says he expects there will be about $100 billion in private capital invested in the zones. Secretary of Treasury says he estimates there will be over $100 billion invested in these zones, these opportunity zones, which were designated back when Trump did the cuts, the tax cuts. It's already cooked in the cake. It's already allocated for. Incentives will be given to corporations, private organizations who build, remodel, and set up shop in opportunity zones. Those zones were picked by governors. Were areas that need revitalization. So these are going to give companies incentives where they will forego certain taxes, right? If they build in these areas. So this is an incentive for them to build. It's an incentive for them to do business. These zones are primarily in urban centers where blacks and Latinos live. And poor white folks too. Some poor white folks live in the city. Everybody ain't gentrified. Everything isn't gentrified yet. Not everywhere. So anyway, here goes the clip of that happening in real time. Well, here goes the clip of Donald Trump and after signing the executive order of the revitalization project. Check it out.
Signed an executive order launching a new White House opportunity. This is a very big thing that Tim and I and everybody have been working on for a long time. And Revitalization Council. This council will coordinate efforts across the entire federal government to deliver jobs, investment, and growth to the communities that need it the most. With the creation of today's council, the resources of the whole federal government will be leveraged to rebuild low-income and impoverished neighborhoods that have been ignored by Washington in years past. Our goal is to ensure that America's great new prosperity is broadly shared by all of our citizens. Our country is doing better than ever economically, and we're able to do that. I'm thrilled to announce that our new council will be led by Secretary Ben Carson, who is here with us today. Also with us is Secretary Stephen Mnuchin and Secretary Wilbur Ross, who will both serve on the council and play a critical role in its work. The council will focus its efforts on opportunity zones, a crucial part of tax cuts that we passed last year. Under our new tax cuts, any distressed area that is designated as an opportunity zone will receive massive incentives for private sector investment, including zero capital gains tax on any investment held for at least 10 years. We're honored to be joined today by the person who led the fight to include opportunity zones in the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, and that is Senator Tim Scott. Thank you. We're also joined by Roger Campos of the Minority Business Roundtable, along with Jimmy Kemp. Thanks, fellas. Appreciate it. That's great. Pastor Darrell Scott, friend of mine for a long time. Where's Darrell? Right here. Darrell. Bishop Harry Jackson. Harry, that's great. And local officials from Baltimore, Maryland, Norfolk, Virginia, and Allegheny County, Pennsylvania. For decades, job growth and investment.
Okay, now I want to move forward just a little bit. I want to get to John H. Johnson, the founder of BET.
As leaders, the co-founder of the television network BET, Bob Johnson. Bob, please. Hi, Bob.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'm here to applaud you on two things. One you may not even know about, but Tim Scott does.
Good.
Just recently, your Department of Labor signed a historic document that created something called auto portability. Auto portability is designed to reduce retirement leakage among low-income 401k account holders who tend to cash out. And Mr. President, you should know this, 60% of African American and Hispanic Americans cash out of their 401k account. When this program, the policy that Secretary Costa initiated along with my company, is implemented, along with the big financial record keepers, the Fidelities, the Vanguards, this program will put close to $800 billion back in the retirement pockets of minority Americans. So I just want to applaud you for that. Now, getting to the most important thing. Most of you probably know that I started BET on a $500,000 loan from a guy named John Malone. That $500,000 that John Malone put into BET allowed me, along with a lot of other minority employees and others, to build a $4 billion business. What this proves is the efficacy, Mr. President, of a program that allows capital to flow to places where people are seeking an opportunity. And I am convinced that this program, where the tax incentives flowing out of the Treasury Department to business people, will cause people to invest money where before they saw risk, now they will see opportunity. And that combination of putting money into communities will allow for those communities to become vibrant, to become safe, to create ownership, and most important, to contribute to the well-being of this country. I'm a fundamental believer that there are business solutions to social problems. The Opportunity Zone program is that, and I applaud you and Tim Scott for taking the leadership on it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bob. Under my administration, we are fighting every day for all Americans. African Americans and Hispanic American poverty rates have reached their lowest levels ever recorded in the history of our country. African American and Hispanic American unemployment have recently achieved the lowest rates ever recorded. African American youth unemployment has reached the lowest rate ever recorded. That's pretty good, Bob, isn't it? Yeah? Pretty good. Last year alone, we lifted 1 million Americans out of poverty, which is a record. We have launched a cutting-edge campaign to provide skills and job training to nearly 6.5 million Americans. We are fixing disastrous trade policies that gutted middle-class communities.
Okay, guys, I'm going to stop it there, but I think you get the point. I think it's kind of clear where we're at here and what we're trying to say. So, all right, so, well, we can give it up for that. We can give it up for that. This is why one of the reasons why I titled this "The Game is Rigged" at the end there, because it is rigged. Now, of course, I'm positive, just as I was with the First Step Act, that there's nothing perfect about this opportunity program, the Opportunity Zone program. I'm sure there's things about it that could be better implemented. There could be clarification on certain issues, I'm sure. I'm sure there's going to be some things that need to be tinkered with or improved to make it an even better program. But I'm also positive that if someone on the left had came up with it and implemented it, that no one would be focusing on those issues except for the Republicans. Yeah, I'm positive that the issues that they're focusing on about these programs that Donald Trump has signed into order, or executive orders that Donald Trump has signed, they're doing it mainly for political purposes. I mean, you look at an opportunity, you look at something that's going to help communities that need help. It's going to give incentives for corporations to invest and do business in local communities and urban centers. That's something that needs to be done regardless of who's in the White House. And when people push back, when people say, well, you can't support this, mainly they don't realize that they're saying it, or they're being told that it's not a good idea, or it's something that should not be applauded or appreciated or even talked about, because I haven't heard about this, because it doesn't suit well for the Democratic Party. Now, don't get me wrong. If Obama or if a Democrat's in office and they're getting things done that makes their party look good, which will help down-ticket people in their party win political races, I don't expect Fox News or any of the right-leaning publications to focus much on it either. Because what is right is not what is done in politics. What is right is not the actual what some of these I would say publications focus on. They're getting funding. That's why that funding is so important, because where that funding is coming from and what your donations or what your donors or your advertisers want you to be talking about, what supports their vision, is what you talk about. And that's part of the problem. I'm not here to say that Donald Trump has got it all right, but I'm not going to sit here and make excuses for a program that I feel is much needed. You shouldn't either. This was signed Wednesday. I found out about it today. But I knew about Krispy Kreme, Chris Christie, turning down a job he was never really offered today when it happened. So what's wrong with this picture? A program that's actually beneficial to inner city folks. The black community, which needs revitalization. Hispanic communities, who I'm assuming need it as well. But we don't hear about that story. That story, we can't find it. I'm not seeing it covered in independent media. Maybe I just missed it. But I'm glad I stumbled upon it. I'm glad I know about it so that I can talk about it. Because at the end of the day, what I'm most focused on, what I hope my people, my viewers, my 10 Black Wolf Pack, see that wolf behind me? See that wolf on my shirt? I hope that what you're most focused on is the right way forward for all of us. In truth, speaking truth to power and seeking more truth. So that's what I strive to do. And with that, I support this program. I support corporations investing in urban locations, helping to revitalize neighborhoods. And I'm sure there's some downsides to it. But talk about the upsides when you talk about the downsides. I'd appreciate it. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to Freedom Friday. That's the end of my monologue. Now, guys, the phone number is 319-527-6212. Call up and say what's on your mind and let the world know what you feel is something that has been missed. I appreciate y'all. I got a phone number. 575 is in the queue. 575, I see you. I'm going to you now. 575, what's your name and what's your comment?
Bonjour. It's Margarita.
Hey, how you doing, sis?
In honor of the yellow vest people. Yeah.
Yes.
From New Mexico. Yeah, I have a few things. Some of the stuff that's been happening the last week or so is kind of intersected with some of my experiences here. Like the rant that you did yesterday in regards to the immigrant child that died, I guess, on the border, and how it relates to, our poor people here. Anyway, last weekend I had an opportunity to go down with a group of people to Mexico to do some understanding, some experiences. Anyway, but before we crossed the border, the driver, who happens to be, I guess he's a deacon in a church. Anyway, he says, well, we got to stop here. And I was wondering, what? Okay, anyway, we stopped on the U.S. side at this family. Oh, my God, the poverty. I was just like, I grew up poor, but, oh, my God, it was obvious that there was no running water. You made you wonder, about the other essential things, and it's just like, wow. I'm still going on and on about it because, we need to get some help for this family, and they have children. And it was on the U.S. side, so what your rant yesterday was right on yesterday about what you're saying about our poor, we have poverty here. Yes, we need to be concerned about, the immigrant issues, of course, but we have, the poor people are being forgotten. Okay. Now the other thing is this next experience. I don't know whether to laugh or cry. We own some property that faces the highway, and I've been putting up some. Well, this week I put up a yellow vest sign, but for about 3 weeks or 2 weeks, I've had 3 Julian Assange signs on there, and I'm gone most of the time. It's my husband's workshop area. But anyway, my husband says, we got to do something about those signs. I go, what? I go, I thought you were on board with me. And so I thought he was chickening out, you know? So, no, not that at all. Apparently, he's had people stop him and ask him what kind of furniture is Julian Assange, and if they might be interested if it's free. I couldn't believe it. I mean, that's the state of some of the people's awareness. So anyway, so he changed the free to save for me. But I'm gone a lot, so even though it was my idea, he's right on board with it. But he has to deal with the general public, right? So it's just like, wow. There's some other stuff, but that's kind of like, it's just like, I'm ready to. I don't have a yellow vest yet, but one of these days, I think we're going to be out there. I really do. I don't want things to be that hard that we'll be out there, but I'm concerned about people not having the awareness, okay? So that's it. Oh, one more thing. Thank you, Kim, for being back on Facebook, because there were some of us that were a little hurt in how you just went off without kind of explaining to us. So we're glad you're back. We could see you on YouTube, but it wasn't the same. So thank you for being back on Facebook. That's it.
All right, sis. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right. Let me speak to that, guys. Well, first of all, I appreciate your comments on the other issues. I do. Do people realize that if you watch this show on Facebook, that there's no revenue being made on Facebook? See, if you watch this show on YouTube, there's a possibility you may see an ad, which helps fund the show. Then I don't have to ask you to give to the show because you're watching it on a platform that would actually pay me for you watching it. Do you realize that I have a family and I have kids and I have responsibilities just like anyone else? That the lights cost money. That my time is worth money. That people in my family look at me like, Tim Black, what are you doing? Why are you on a platform where you get nothing for what you do? Hours and hours of work. I know it may seem really easy because maybe I make it look easy, but it's not easy to talk to people you don't know and connect with people through a video screen and do research on stories and put yourself out in the world and do this. Like there should be like, there is no salary for it. It's like whatever I do. So whatever I create from it is what I get from it. I thought it was the easiest thing in the world to say, you know what, guys, a lot of people can't afford to pay. I get that. But once you watch the show on a platform where they pay for you, get it? They pay for you. My friends Jimmy Dore and Lee Camp, who I consider friends in this, who I've known for years, they don't stream on Facebook. They have people watch their shows on platforms where they're paid. I had people so upset that I no longer was going to be on the free platform that they pulled all support for the show. I'm just saying it just... I don't know how else better to say it. I think I just explained myself. Nothing's free. Not my bandwidth. Not the phone line that we've been running for 5 years. Luckily, there have been people who have donated to the show at certain times to keep the show going, such as Brian Kimball gave me a PC. I never would have been able to afford the PC that was given to me. The camera that I'm using that was given to me, people who have donated when I had a flood here. Like, there are things that have been done that people don't have to worry about, who are not doing stuff for free. They earn a living and they can invest in their show and grow it. I'm going to leave it there. I'm not going to go any further. It's just very disappointing. It's just very disappointing, man. That the simple economics of keeping the show going, people just don't understand. They took it personal that I wasn't going to be on a platform where they steal my stuff, where they give me nothing for my work. And that people took it personal that I wanted to be somewhere that kept the show going. So here's the deal. I will not live outside because I can't make a living at what I do. I will not put my wife or my kids in that situation. And if this show goes away, it does. And we'll just find something else to do. So there you go. All right. So we're going to go to the next phone call. 512. Thank you for calling up 512. You're live. What's your name and what's your comment? You're live. 512, you're alive. All right. Okay, 111, you're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hey, Tim. Isaac Adam from Brooklyn, New York. How are you doing today?
I'm pretty good, Isaac. How are you?
Well, it's Hytham, not Isaac. But anyways, regarding the name correction and everything, the thing I want to talk about is the Flynn.
Like, for instance, Hytham. Let me ask you a question, Hytham. Hytham, how often do you call into this? Hytham, how often do you call into this show?
Well, every Friday, whenever you have the Freedom Friday, which I always love to talk to you about.
Okay.
Whatever's in my mind.
Are you a member of Tim Black's Wolfpack?
Well, no, really. I mean, if this was the case, I am the big fan of your show, though. That's for sure.
Are you a member? So you don't contribute to the show, right?
Well, not that I say if I remember anything, but otherwise, I do like your show, and I do like to talk anything, whatever is in my mind, of course, when it relates to, let's say, Russia or censorship or any sort of thing. So the things I want to talk about regarding the membership of the Wolfpack and everything, I want to talk about, let's say, the Flynn issue, of course. With the memo that's being released, of course, since it turned out that he was probably tricked by the FBI, which is pointed out by Peter Strzok or McCabe, of course, because these two were potentially the ones who are going after Flynn without the lawyer, of course. And the thing is like, with these associates of Trump that are being gone after, that's just a pretty damn disgusting tactic, even though they are pretty shady, especially Manafort, Cohen, pretty much Flynn. I mean, should it surprise me that if he was careless to register as a foreign agent when he was lobbying on Turkey and all that kind of thing, what he was doing in his own business and everything? And with Flynn, with Manafort, I meant to say, I apologize. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if he was negligent or careless if he was supposed to register as a foreign agent when he was lobbying for the Ukrainian president Viktor Yanukovych. And the thing with Cohen, even though he was sentenced 3 years to prison, pretty much, the thing with his lawyer Lanny Davis, the Clinton henchman, of course, he said there could be more info that could hit Trump. I mean, should it surprise me? Would, even though the fact that Avenatti, of course, who's the attorney for Stormy Daniels, go after him over this hush money agreement and everything, and not just that, but also against also there was the Karen McDougal, of course, with that 150 with the MII or something, or whatever the thing is. I mean, the thing I hear about, let's say, with the Stormy Daniels thing, I hear it's not much of a FEC violation. If it's like, out of Trump's money, not the campaign money, of course, if that were the case. And also, like, the one thing, if this was a comparison and everything, is that Obama, when he was running for first term as president, he got fined for an FEC violation. And I don't know how this is going to turn out when the Southern District of New York is going to do anything to go after Trump with his money spending, especially they're going to investigate his inauguration spending, of course. Like, what's with the SDNY? Should it surprise me that's a heavily Democratic held area that's going to go after Trump, of course, which I'm not surprised to be, or whatever the case with SDNY. And not to realize that the incoming New York State Attorney General, Leila James, of course, and to be honest, she's a deliberate psychopath who
all
just
right,
wants
brother.
to go
Thank
after
you for
Trump,
your phone call, man. I appreciate you. All right. All right. All right. Lord have mercy. All right, guys. Oh, God. Just no. They don't give a damn. They do not give a damn. Oh, man. Just don't care. Care about your stupid problems. Screw you, Tim Black. Go to hell, Tim Black. We got time. That is funny. All right, let me go to the next call. 814-720-720. You are live on Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hey, Tim, this is Rob Sandero. How you doing? Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, we hear you, Rob.
Okay, I'm on my El Cheapo backup phone going through my iPad. I just saw your last caller. It's kind of hilarious. I'm going to send you an email, too. I wanted to find out how you to do your backgrounds on a show I'm going to put together. But anyways, a few things I wrote down a list to talk about. Number one, I wouldn't believe 2 words out of Trump's mouth. I can't believe people still believe anything he says. And if they want to invest in inner city, why don't they get their asses up to Flint, Michigan, and fix the water that's killing everybody? I have contacted the new governor, and I told her I'm willing to do that because I have information I believe I could fix it in 1 week. And they're not doing nothing. I mean, I graduated 39 miles from Flint, and I've had several girlfriends from there. I was also a national boat racer. I used to race record trials up there, and it is just a disgrace what they did to Flint. One of the other points I wanted to make, I'd like people to try to buy from the little man. Let's quit supporting these corporations. If you can do business with the little man someplace, get out there and do it. You know, we'd be better off to be supporting each other. Another thing that I brought up today on Tom Harpin Radio is Trump's health care. Let's call it shit care. That's what it is. I just had a friend that died from it. And they're selling these bullshit policies Trump sent me this stuff months ago. Go sign up with his buddy. Yeah, $300, you get your policy. Well, guess what? It doesn't pay one thing. And my buddy got a $6,000 bill from his doctor. Then he ended up in the hospital. Then he got over $10,000 worth of bills. And he was bitching about the hospital had killed both his parents. He didn't want to go to that hospital. And I told him, I says, you got something wrong with you. What you're telling me is not normal. It sounds like heart disease. You need to go to an internal medicine and a good hospital and do it right away. And I says, you need to quit trying to work 7 days a week to retire. You've been telling me that for the last 5 years. I says, you're going to end up dead. Now Monday he ended up dead. So I wanted to get that out there because I wanted to tell people, you get contacted to buy one of these policies, screw them. You know, go get your medical care at the ER if you have to and file bankruptcy. Fuck them people.
All right, brother. Thank you for the phone call. We appreciate you calling in. And, yeah. 425, you're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
Oh, shit. This is Bree. I'm calling from Oregon, and I was not ready.
Well, hey, Bree, what's going on, sis? What's going on? How you been the last few days?
Oh, man. I've been doing pretty good. I'm caught off guard because I was kind of hoping I was further in the queue, but that's fine. Man, people are calling in, and I really think that they have goodness in their hearts deep down inside, but I feel like they are critiquing you or like they want to be helpful, but they're really being selfish. Like, I'm just going to fucking say it. I've had some wine, so I'm just going to say it. I feel like they're being selfish, and I feel like that they're ultimately, yeah, their intent may be good. They're trying to be quote-unquote helpful, but I think people need to step outside themselves for just a minute and put themselves in your shoes or any other indie media person writing, myself included. Now that I've done it, I understand like what it takes and how little money you get and how little appreciation and feedback and all this other stuff. But everybody's got a lot of suggestions for you. Everybody's got something that they can go, you should be doing this, you should be doing that. And like I said, I think it comes from a good place, but it's fucking selfish. And you need to stop thinking about what you can do to tell somebody else how to do their shit. And if you've got such great, grand ideas, go out and goddamn do it yourself. And I've done that, so I can say that and be confident with that you can just go start writing and you can go start making your own videos. So if you have such great suggestions, then go do them yourself. Or if you feel like somebody in media is actually making an error, like doing I critique Jamarl Thomas because sometimes he does screwed up shit with his mic, like he hits his pen and it makes a reverberation. I emailed him a DM and told him, hey, yo, stop doing that. It's really bad on the audio and you're killing me. So, but I love you and I support you. So that was a direct message. It was private. That was just me trying to help him be better. And it wasn't about calling in and doing it publicly and, it's about me and I've got good advice for you and shit. And I just feel like I wish that the people who are calling in, if you've got a critique how somebody's doing something wrong and they need to address it, by all means, direct message that to that person they want to know. But if you've got grand ideas about how they should be doing their shit, go do it yourself. And there's my wine-fueled rant, Tim. And I love you, and I love everything you're doing, and I'm always excited to see what you personally are going to bring to the table. And I have no critiques about that, man. I love it. Keep doing it.
Hey, thank you, Bree.
And that's all I got. Thank you.
I appreciate it, sister. Thank you for dropping bombs tonight. She dropped some bombs, Bree. I appreciate it. I met Bree in No More Donations, and and we had a good time, man. And we talked in person for quite some time, so that was really cool, man. And yeah, like it's really not a critique to say, hey, man, I know you do a lot of, work you put out, for free, but you don't put it where I want you to put it. It's like, that's really not a critique. That's not a substantive critique. Yeah, thanks for all the free shit, but it would really be helpful if you put it where I want you to put it when you give me the free shit. Just come on. You're not putting the free stuff where we want the free stuff to be. You don't care that I don't want you to put it on Facebook. Man, there are people. Oh, Lord, Bree. There are people that would say, Tim Black, why do you give a shit? And I do, man. This is my community. I created it. I will be careful in the future who I work with. I'm being very careful who I work with in the future. I really am. It's ridiculous, man. Oh, Lord. I'm going to my next call, man. I appreciate people calling in, man. What's going on in the world? Like, I talked about Trump and Michael Flynn, Michael Cohen, and then we got Johnson's baby powder, and that's terrific stuff, man. There's a lot that's been going on. Earlier this week, I did a show. We talked about Yemen, and they voted to remove support for Saudi Arabia's attack on Yemen. So, we've been covering a lot of stuff here. And, yeah. We've been covering a lot of stuff, guys. Let's try this. Let me go with my 831 number here. 831, you're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name and what's your comment?
Hey, my name's Steve. My comment is actually I'd like to throw a little bit of positivity into the evening too. Gail McLaughlin, who was running for lieutenant governor out here in California, has started a new organization called the California Progressive Alliance with Lauren Steiner, who I had on my show a week ago. They're basically trying to become the people's lobby, where they're going to do listening tours and act as a force that lobbies on behalf of the 99% to the California state legislature. And I think that is a beautiful thing. And then the only thing I'd really like to say is that in Santa Cruz, we have a new city council, 10-person city council. None of the people on the council are a Republican or Democrat. We have 10 no-party preference individuals. And to me, that says that we can take over our state legislatures. 2 of the newly elected ones are Democrat, DSA-backed. They were DSA-backed and endorsed. And we can do this at a local level. Other than that, man, I appreciate the hell out of what you do. I love you, and I won't keep you very long. Keep doing what you're doing. And thank you.
Thank you, brother, and thank you for those announcements. And that is positive stuff, brother. So please, thank you for sharing that with the community. Let people know what's going on. No duopoly, huh? That's good stuff, man. That's good stuff. That's inspirational. It really is, man. That's inspirational stuff. 343-36-343. You're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment? 343, you are live. 343. 343.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Hey.
Now, can you hear me now? Sorry about that. I had my mic muted on Skype by accident. Anyways, how are you doing today, Tim?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Not doing too bad. And I shared that article to Twitter there from Truth Out about the prison reform, which everybody should be bipartisan and just look for every angle of the bill and see how we can reform and reshape prison reform in America, and hopefully that works out for you. And we in Canada, we have the same issues with prison reform and also with Black Lives Matter issues too as well, because I was reading an article this week that says Toronto police use excessive force on black people, and the Ontario Human Rights Commission had told that people, says here, a black person in Toronto in Canada is 20 times more likely to be shot dead by police than a white person, according to a report released Monday from a human rights watchdog organization, which is called the Ontario Rights Commission, OHRC. So, as they say, Canada's not perfect, and they should reform everything, including Canada as well, because maybe we can model each other and see how we can work it out with the North American Alliance with Mexico as well. So, anyways, I was thinking there is no progressive comedian in Canada as well, because I was just thinking the other two comedians that we have, like Norm Macdonald, he's conservative, and Rick Mercer's a liberal, and he's very established. He's been paid by CBC, which is ran by the Liberals. But anyways, I wanted to say have a good week there, Tim, and happy holidays to you, and have a good week, and both back in the house. It's just too sweet. Have a good week there, Tim.
Hey, thanks, Pat, man. You do the same, my brother. Do the same. Have a good week, man. Well, have a good week, man. 347, you're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name and what is your comment?
Hey, it's Joseph from New York. I just wanted to mention a story. I don't know if you did this week. Did you see the thing with Brett Kavanaugh and the court decision?
I heard about it, man. It was something he did. He sided with the Democrats on something, didn't he?
Yeah. So apparently, I think it was on Monday, the court announced that it would not review two lower court decisions that had temporarily banned cutting Planned Parenthood funding. I think it was Louisiana and Kansas. And so pretty much a lot of pro-life people and Republicans are very upset about that. So I just thought that was an interesting story. I was looking at that, but I didn't see much coverage on it because I know a lot of people were, doing the fear-mongering back in, the whole Kavanaugh debacle. But again, he did say it was very big and precedent, so that is good for people that, care about, pro-choice and, funding Planned Parenthood, because he did stick to the precedent in that case. So there's that. And also, I just wanted to mention that I saw Nico House. He was talking about the whole the DNC lawsuit thing, and I thought that was interesting. And I'm pretty hopeful that that's going to go somewhere, hearing the audio of what happened. But I just wanted to mention real quick, last thing, that I feel like the same way you could say like the Democrats kind of co-opted the gay marriage thing, I feel like all the people that didn't talk about the DNC lawsuit are going to swoop in randomly and be like, oh yeah, we were riding with you guys the whole time, and try to get credit. So, yeah, that's all I want to say.
All right, brother. Well, I appreciate the phone call, man. Thank you for the info. I heard about the Brett Kavanaugh, and maybe I'll go back and I'll cover that. Someone did email me. They were like, Tim, man, remember all that stuff they were saying about Brett Kavanaugh? And but the way they framed it was just that Brett Kavanaugh sided with the Democrats. That's all. They didn't really go into specifics about what it was regarding. And to be honest, I wasn't that excited that he, I'm not excited by, hey, Brett Kavanaugh sided with Democrats. Now, just because I don't think that by default Democrats are always right about everything. So I'd have to look and see what the issue is. But now that you've given me some more information about what the issue was, maybe it was a good thing. I have to take a look, man. I just, I don't know, man. I'm a granddad now, and I love kids, man. I love kids, man. What can I say? I love kids, man. And I can't imagine life without, Lala, Neilani, and anyway. So I hope people get the support that they need in order to make a decision that they can live with, that they can be proud of, and I hope to put people in positions where they can make decisions that they can be proud of. So it's, you know what I'm saying? Not to go too far down that road, but I support people, and I support people living the best lives imaginable. But yeah, I will take a look into that, man. I appreciate that. DNC fraud lawsuit. Yeah, we've been covering that, man, for years. You know, for years we've been covering that. And, yeah. My friend. What's going on in YouTube world? Let me see what's going on in YouTube, my YouTube people. I got people here. Oh no. I'm on Facebook right now. I see Karen in the house, Chris in the house, Steve in the house. And on the YouTube side, I see Richard Mays in the house and Alan in the house. Give it up for these guys, man. Give it up for Rich and for Alan. Thank you so much, Alan and Rich, for your super chat donations. And I haven't spoken to you in a couple of days, Alan, but it's great to hear from you, my friend. I did think about you today, and I wanted to call you up and say, "What's up, chubby?" And you know what I'm talking about. And guys, don't worry. That's actually a compliment, because Alan's trying to put on weight. So I told him if he wants to put on weight, I'll gladly give him a couple pounds, because I'm so gracious. I'll just give him weight. I got a couple pounds to spare. I just freely give it to you, Alan. And I love you, brother, and happy holidays to you and your family. So let's check out who's hanging out in YouTube world. Jilly Loves in the house. Oh, guys, I gotta keep reminding people that I'm on Roku. All right, Facebook, YouTube, Periscope. I'm on Roku, right? So if you have Roku, please add me on Roku. Could you do that? Could you add me on Roku, guys? Because we're trying to build up our presence on that platform. And, yeah, so please add me on Roku. Content is available out there. I'm working with the team in order to get my content put out there quicker. So we're working on that. We've really been making an effort to put out content quicker to Roku so that people on Roku can get it quicker. So find me on Roku, guys. And, yeah, Tim Black TV on Roku. And if you watch on Roku, make sure you leave a comment or a review. Leave a good review for me on Roku, guys. You know, I appreciate you. This guy's talking about movies. Do we have a movie recommendation, guys? A lot of janitors in all those new buildings. I don't know. What's going on? Okay, I'm scrolling down. Veronica McDavitt. No More Donations is in the house. My brother. Bree and No More Donations in Oregon. Tulsi Gabbard. Guys, what do I need to do to get Tulsi Gabbard on the show? Somebody work magic with Tulsi Gabbard. Come on now. Come on, guys. Tulsi Gabbard, make it happen. Some people have been saying Tulsi Gabbard, Bernie Sanders, Tulsi Gabbard, Nina Turner? Huh? Tulsi Gabbard, Nina Turner? Nina Turner. Who would she run with? So, yeah. Yeah, guys. Put on 15. Warner's on permanent. Oh, Alan said he put on 15. Okay. That's what's up, Alan. If I could take off 10, brother, I need to work, man. I need to work it out. Hey, Mayors, what was the movie again, Jelly? Yeah, what movie? Oregon representing in the house. Fred, thank you, Fred. I want to give it up for my people who help moderate the channel, help keep the chat, kind of keep it civil. It's hard being a moderator because you don't want to be too strict. You don't want to let people just go crazy, but you don't want to be too strict and take the fun out of chat. People should be able to disagree, you know. So I want to thank you, Fred, for what you do. I think Roseanne Monterama is still a moderator on Facebook. Who are my people on Facebook? You know what? I need to make new moderators. I need to add more moderators, man. Just ride with me. Like, don't go crazy. Don't go crazy. We could disagree on stuff. shoot, I disagree with me sometimes, but just don't go crazy. What's up? What's up? Did I get everybody on the phone calls? Everybody who's in the queue? 512. Did I go to you earlier and you didn't talk? Let me make sure, guys. I hate to leave anybody in the queue. 512, you're live. Did you have a comment for us? 512? 512. All right, 512. What's going on? What's going on? Roseanne says she's riding along. Thank you, Roseanne. Oh, Carla Laverne says, what's with all the polls pushing Biden? F that guy. Oh, God, guys. Oh, God. Yeah. Carla says, F Joe Biden. Why are they trying to shove Joe Biden down our throats? Creepy Joe. We don't want Creepy Joe. We don't want him. We have no use for him. I love it, man. I tell you, man, my people, you guys just don't know. Like, of course, we're going to have these moments, but we're going to bounce back. We always bounce back. I've been bouncing back for 6 years. All right? We're going to keep bouncing back, guys. I ain't going to quit on you. Don't quit on me. 408, you're live. 408. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hey, Tim, this is No More Donations. How you doing?
I'm good, man. What's going on in Oregon?
Nothing much. Hey, I need you to start broadcasting 1,200 baud on MySpace, all right? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where people get off just trying to... I think I agree with Bree. I think a lot of people are probably... They're mean to be helpful, but they're just kind of blurting it out, without really thinking it through or whatever. But I'm actually glad that you described what's going on with Facebook, because I think a lot of, I didn't know that either. I may have even watched once or twice on Facebook, probably only when the YouTube thing was down. But yeah, I'm usually on YouTube. So yeah, I don't really have anything planned. I just wanted to kind of give my love and say, whatever happens with you, you can always depend on me. I will continue to be a Patreon till the day that I have no more money to use. So that's my promise to you anyway. And who knows, if I make it big, whatever, I will definitely contribute way more. So that's my promise to you. But hey, just keep doing what you're doing. Don't listen to all the hate or whatever, or I should say is try to compartmentalize it. Maybe, I don't know. And here I go. Now I'm giving you suggestions. But they're coming from a good place, brother. That's all I want to say. Yeah, I don't really have too much. I don't really have too much to talk about. I noticed that Jilly was talking about that movie. Let me see. I think I scroll back up through the thing. What was that movie that she was talking about? Sorry to Bother You. That's the name of the movie that she was talking about. That's the one she's recommending to see. Okay. So I think I heard about that one. But yeah, I haven't seen that myself, so I think I'm going to check that out myself. I listed Scarface and King of New York. I'm just joking, obviously, but
I like both those movies, bro.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, man, I don't want to take up too much time. I'm just BSing right now. I'm trying to work out the wine off. I should say I have a few pounds to give myself. So if I could donate some pounds to that person, I would do that. I need to lose about at least 10 pounds myself. So But anyway, man, you have a great night. You have a great weekend, and talk to you soon, man.
Hey, man, thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Man. I want to give a shout out to Momo Pineno. Momo Pineno, man. I miss you, Momo Pineno, my brother. Hope you're doing well. And sorry to bother you. That's by that guy. Sorry to bother you. An alternate reality of present day Oakland, California. So yeah, that I think I heard about that being kind of quirky, but damn good movie. And like there's like alternate like meanings. The meanings of it, different people can get different. You know, those type of movies where, depending on your vantage point or your perception, like you're gonna get something different from the movie. So yeah. So yeah, man. You know, it's not that big a deal. You know, it's not that big a deal. But no, I don't want to trip about any stuff. Why? Why be upset? We got real problems going on, man. You know, real problems going on. You know, real problems. So 910, YouTube. What is this? What is this, guys? What is this? Well, thank goodness for Rich, and Try Pazzo. Come on, I know this. Like I'm seeing faces. Well, I'm seeing names that I know have been around for a while. Try Pazzo. I remember this guy. Anyway, I don't know if it's a man or a woman, but I know you. Tell us, Tim. Marlon. What's up, man? So what else, guys? Yeah, check out. I think that's a good movie to check out. Sorry to bother you. You know what I thought was pretty good? That movie, Don't Make a Sound, or the movie about the sound. Like I talked my wife into watching that movie with me. We actually enjoyed it. I knew she'd like it. The movie where you can't make any noise. Someone knows it, right? That was good. Like that was a good movie. And the ending is something else, right? That's how I want to go out, you know? I mean, we all got to go out. When you want to go out as a hero, when you don't get to, you don't get to choose. Like you got to go out. That's how it works. So you want to go out with some meaning. And I thought, like, if you go out saving your kids, that's pretty good, man. That's how you feel when you get old, man. You get old, you start saying stuff like that. Like, yeah, I want to go out, saving my kids. No one wants to go out slipping in the bathroom, you know? The Quiet Place. That's it, Crinkle One. The Quiet Place. Man, that movie got me, man. I don't want to talk. Some people probably haven't seen this, so let me be quiet about certain scenes in the movie. It was a good movie. Good acting, good movie. Well, look, guys, I really don't have anything else, man. We've been putting out content. Oh, I'll tell you this. I'm announcing this. Actually, has he responded? Let me make sure, because he may have hit me back. Damn it. All right, so Lee Camp's going to come on the show because Lee Camp, he has a comedy special, and he shot it in L.A., and he's selling it himself. He's going to come on the show, talk about that, and just talk about whatever's going on, and it'd be great to have him back on the show. Also, guys, like I said, man, I'm so excited. Like, right now is not the time to be pissed off with me, guys, because I'm so excited about what I'm about to do with this channel. I think this channel and I think the digital content that we put out, TBTV, I think it's going to shoot through the roof. Because I got an idea, and I'm going to start implementing it, and we're going to have some great guests on this show. So look forward to what's going to be happening in the new year. In the new year, as we start scheduling this out, I'll be reaching out to people and scheduling great guests. I'm just going to have a ball. I'm really pumped up, guys, about it. So ride with me and get ready for some great, I think the very best is yet to come. The best is yet to come. So don't be down. Don't let anything keep you in a negative place, because we got too much going on, man. We've survived apocalypse. That's when the revenue was the lowest it could possibly ever be. We survived that. I got through it because of my Patreons, and now we're here. We're still standing, and we still haven't sold out. You know. Also, Donna Bazile wants to come back on the show, so I might have another bite at the apple with Donna Bazile. She wants to come back on the show, so I don't know, guys. Like, this might be like I'm a little like, I don't know. Last time I wasn't quite mean enough, and people said I was too nice to her. But second time around, I don't know. What do you think? Yeah. Shout out to Mrs. Sanders, Jane Sanders, ladies and gentlemen, who hit me up on Twitter. Give it up for her. And yes, I have a 260 number in the queue. 260. You're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name and what's your comment?
Hey Tim, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Hey, I'm Tim also. Hey, so what you got going on coming up in the new year? It sounds pretty good.
I can't tell it, man. It's a secret because somebody might. I don't want anybody to steal.
Oh, come on! Not going to give us a little something, just a little bit.
I can't do it, man. All I can tell you is we're gonna have great guests. We're gonna have some great guests.
Hey,
yeah.
I tell you what. You're saying like keep it up. I'll tell you what, man. I've given up as far as politics go. There's no way, man. I think we need to get some yellow vests is what we need.
Yeah, brother. I hear you. I hear you, brother.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
I mean, really, seriously. I look back and I see, like, I voted for Obama. Hey, he was the same as, he was worse, actually, in a lot of ways. I mean, Bush, Obama, Hillary. I don't see anybody. Trump. I mean, it's like ridiculous. It's like, you know what? I think it's time to put the foot down and say, I really like looking at France and going, wow, man, them guys, you talk about the land of the free or the home of the brave. We've lost that a long time ago.
Yeah, man, we got Netflix.
Yeah, really, exactly. I mean, I really think, like, I look at the Young Turks and stuff like that. I think the only one is really you and Jimmy Dore is spitting some truth. There's no doubt about that. But I think it's time for, I think it's either a third party or it's a revolution, one way or another. It's got to change. I mean, nothing's going to happen through the Democrats. And, I mean, it's just the same stuff, war after war after war. And for what? You know what I mean? I mean, it's like, and people buy into it. It's like they got us trained. There's nobody going to come over to America and just, like, start, attack us. That we need protection. And we have all these, like, billions and billions of dollars being spent for, to protect us against what? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Absolutely, brother Tim. Absolutely.
So, what do you think about it, though? I mean, do you think there's really a chance that we're going to make a difference with the Democrats, or?
Wow, brother. Well, look, Tim, man. I appreciate the phone call, man. I'll see if I can come up with an answer for that question. Basically, what Tim's saying is, why should we have any hope at all in these politicians, on the left or on the right? And I think that's what I'm getting from you, Tim. And I'll just tell you this, brother. It's the machinery, man. Like, I think there's some people that mean well. But they learn somewhere along the line that they have to fall into line or they're gone. I think that's what happens. And I think it's a tragedy that so many people just fall into it. Look, I put out a video. You have to go watch this video, okay, Tim? Uploaded a video yesterday, and what I'm starting to do is I'm starting to make my videos longer. My videos on YouTube. I put it out also on Roku and Vimeo. Anyway, in that clip I have probably some footage people have never seen of Dr. Cornel West. I was at a conference last year with Jimmy Dore, Lee Camp, Jordan Sheridan, Ron Placone, Nick Brana, right, called The People's Convergence. And at this conference, Cornel West spoke. So in that video of, I think it's of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, I think that's it. That could be it. It's one of my recent videos. Anyway, Dr. Cornel West speaks truth to power in such a way that it reminds you that there are still good people. There are still people who are willing to risk it all. And in that video, I talk about the point that you're referring to, brother. So yes, you're right. You're right. I want to get you the name of that video. In fact, I want to link everybody to it. But I get your point about, like, what do we have to believe in? Can we believe in any of these people that are running these parties? They lie, they make up stuff. Like, why would we believe them? Why would we trust them? And I get that. Okay, so the name of the video, if I'm not mistaken, is Breaking. Senate to vote on bipartisan criminal justice reform. That is the link. That is the video. So let me try to find everyone a copy. So YouTube, because I really want you guys to check this out, okay? If you're on iTunes, if you're on my iTunes, you're checking out my Blog Talk Radio on my iTunes, go to my YouTube, just type in Tim Black TV. That should take you to my YouTube channel. And then, once you're there, you want to look for this video. Senate to vote on bipartisan criminal justice reform. I just put it out a couple of days ago, maybe one day ago. And I'm going to link everybody to this video. In fact, you know what? I'm going to run it. I'm going to run it. I'm going to link you, but I'm also going to run it. All right? So here's the link for all my YouTube people. In this video, if you watch this video, right? If you watch this video, you will be moved. Tim, what I'm telling you is this video is going to move you in such a way. It's not me speaking, it's Dr. Cornel West, okay? And it's going to remind you what we're about. It's going to remind you of people that exist in this world who aren't selling you out. I fight every day not to be a sellout. Because I'm dumb enough to believe I don't need to be rich, bro. I'm dumb enough to believe, Tim, that you can stand for something. And it can matter. And it can help people. I'm all about the legacy of what I leave behind. Okay? I'm not the only person like that. Come on, Tim, you're not so jaded that you believe that Tim Black and Cornel West and you and Jimmy Dore are the only people that are willing to say, you know what, I don't need millions of dollars. I want to matter. I want what I say to matter. I want to help people. I want to make this country a better place. I want to make this world a better place. I want to care about kids that I know and kids I don't know. I want to care about my neighbors and people I've never meet. I want them to have a better life. Like, you don't really believe that the only people that have that type of mindset are Jimmy Dore, Tim Black, you, and Lee Camp. Come on, man. Like, we know there's other people. They just don't get the limelight, brother. They just don't get the limelight. There are millions of people like that. So I encourage you to watch this video just to remind yourself. That's all. That's all I got, guys, really. And I know it's tough, so, you know, we all can use a reminder from time to time of who's out there, who's listening, right? All right. All right, guys, so look, have a great weekend, all right? I'm going to end this video with that clip I just told you about. If you can stick around and watch it, do so. Yeah. Actually, let me just leave the link up. Can I just leave the link? Is that okay? Well, if you're on Facebook, would you do me a favor, Facebook people, and come into the YouTube channel to watch the video? Help your brother Tim Black. Help the show grow. You know, come to Facebook, watch the video. I mean, Facebook people, come to YouTube, watch the video. Periscope people, come to YouTube, watch the video. And share it. That's it. Share it with people. It's a great video. I put it together for you. All right, guys, I love you. Have a great weekend. Remember, like we always say, don't let nobody take your cornbread. And don't argue with people this weekend. Nope, we don't argue. We sprinkle some facts on them. That's all we do. We sprinkle some facts on them. All right. I'll see you guys on the next one. Till we talk again, peace.